Hello, it's your bird Professor Kyra. I have a very interesting mascot video for you today because I've realized in talking to other people that mascots have mannerisms and they very much attribute to the character and very much build the character in which you're trying to create or whatever. Let me try to explain that a little bit differently. So, when I am mascotting, there are very specific mannerisms that people, first off, they know it's me. They know it's me that's in there. But mannerisms aren't just to build a character, they also help you communicate. And what I want to do is actually kind of teach you mannerisms that if you want to be a mascot, you can try because they're very easy to communicate. A lot of it is going to be, obviously, hand gestures. Because if it's anything, well, if your suit is anything like, say, a Kyra, you can't see my mouth or my eyes or anything. Because right now, I could be making all kinds of funny faces while I'm talking and you wouldn't even know. So how do I communicate if you can't see my face? Well, we use hands. Well, this is actually perfect because 4 fingers are pretty common for mascots as well as obviously fursuiters. So I can actually show you with my paws some mannerisms that I have used, that I've been taught, that kind of help you communicate yourself with the people you interact with. Mannerisms are very unique and you can make your own, obviously, if there are certain gestures that you can communicate to interact with your fans and stuff, please do it. One of the easiest things that you can do, and it's going to be a little harder because these paws are a little different, but you're not going to be able to see it. Oh my god. Okay, pretend this is a heart. The paws I use for the mascot don't have as much craziness going on as Kyra's paws, but hearts. Little hearts are very easy to do, and they communicate a nice sort of thing between like you and another person when you're interacting with them. If you don't want to do this, I do that. Like, especially little ones, because you kind of want to, especially when they're new to mascots, you really want to be soft with them. You want to be very inviting, so doing little like hearts, it's very sweet, and parents usually love it. But stuff like that is, very easy to do. Depending on the suit that I am, if I'm a girl suit, one of the things I love to do is just blow kisses. Because it's easy, and people love it. They think it's cute. I usually do one hand or 2 hands, but it's anything that's exaggerated with the hands that people can see. Like, I'll just be doing this, that kind of stuff. Another really cute gesture, which is a very common gesture, which is especially nice if you're not seeing out of your eyes. So the suit I wear, I actually see out of the mouth. So for a Kyra, I actually see out of her eyes. So when I block my eyes, I actually can't see. But something I like to do, especially with little ones that are a little unsure, is play peekaboo. You kind of just, very simply, I usually like to do a little peek, and they love it. That's a very easy thing to do, and like I said, it's very nice if you look out the mouth because you can actually see the reaction to see if they're like responding to you, because it's really, really funny. Another gesture that's actually very useful, if someone says something to you and you genuinely have no idea what they just said, wherever your ears are on your suit, just kind of, it's very understanding at that point that you're not understanding what someone's saying, because like that is a common gesture for humans to be like, what? What'd you say? But like, say for a Kyra, which a Kyra's ears, she can hear everything. So, or up here, so I would just kind of, just kind of making understood that, you can't hear them. Something else I like to do, this is just me. Some people like to mess around with you. And I'm very okay with very playful messing around. I don't like inappropriate or very violent sort of messing around. But some people will like tap your shoulder try to get your attention, and then keep walking. There's nothing wrong with that because it's very gentle messing around. But what I like to do is, because sometimes I can see the person out of the corner of my eye when they do it, and what I'll do is when they walk by, they'll be like, oh, it wasn't me. But I do the thing with them, and they think it's funny. As you could probably notice, everything is with my hands. Your hands are your voice when you're a mascot because your head is probably not moving. So you need to use your hands to the best of your ability. Now, I just showed you some of my mannerisms, but of course, use your own. Whatever is going to be easiest to communicate. When it comes to communicating with your handler, that could be very good too. And I'm doing this because I just thought of it, but like, if I'm done and I need a break like now, what my common thing to do is this. And my handler knows we need to take a break right now. But it's that hand gesture. Because if I'm just standing there and I'm going, like I'm hot, or maybe they don't know. But you got to kind of establish those gestures that are very much like, hey, I need to take a break. I'm not doing okay. Something else, because it is technically like, mannerisms, expressing laughter when you're in suit. Look, people are going to say things that aren't funny to you, but are comical in the moment to probably just like laugh to. Some of the easiest things you can do are kind of like laugh with your shoulders, or I usually cover my mouth and I'm like that kind of stuff. Some people will say some silly thing. Again, it's a gesture, like the shoulders, because it's something that they can see. You're very animated when you're a mascot. Like, you are a character. You're kind of doing things as a character. So you have to be as animated as possible because you're playing a role. That's the job. You're playing a role. These, like I said, are just some of my mannerisms. By all means, borrow them, take them. I don't care because they're not mine either. They're just mannerisms that I learned from my partner and my friend who basically trained me to be a mascot. They are just very easy to communicate. You want your gestures to be very easy to understand. That's why they're very like human, like blowing kisses. They know what that is. Hearts. They know what that is. Peekaboo. They know what that is. Just be very animated. Be very animated. Be very alive with your mannerisms. Don't, that kind of stuff. Be very animated. You probably hear my cat getting into a bag. So, on that note, that's pretty much it. Just be very animated when you're a mascot, and your mannerisms are going to always be connected with your character, and they're going to know that, like, oh, you're the real so-and-so. Because sometimes not every team has only one person as a mascot. It kind of establishes, like, that's who that is. That's the OG or whatever. So I could go into what that means in another video, but just be very animated, move your hands, do all kinds of stuff, and make it unique to you. Because the more unique it is, the more memorable you become.